little bit better, right? Kind of like that. How we all doing today, folks? Just give me a second to collect my thoughts. Welcome everybody to Smell It Sunday. It is officially, come on, admit it, it's officially the Halloween season. This is my secondary channel, Aromatically Speaking. This is Smell It Sunday. It's a live stream where I go live and I talk with you folks, the viewers. We talk about candles. We talk about the seasons. What else do we talk about, guys? We talk about a lot. But today we have a lot of stuff on the table. So let's get started. First thing, let's turn that music down. The music's good, but let's face it, I can't compete with it. I have to yell over it with my voice. So I have my coffee. I'm gonna need a lot of that today, but I also need my water in my, can I do my plug here? Can you read? Well, it's gonna be reversed, but trust me, in real life, it says The Candle Enthusiast. That is right, my mug. I had to get a new one. And this one's brand new. The other one, long story, it got kind of destroyed. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I always tend to open these live streams very haphazardly. The framing is always bad. I look like a mess. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. But you can now edit these videos. So I am going to reintroduce the video. So when this video is uploaded, it's actually going to start right now. So I'm going to reintroduce the show. How does that sound? And for you folks tuning in, excuse me as I do so. Welcome everybody to Smell It Sunday. Smell It Sunday is a live stream where I go live on my secondary channel, Aromatically Speaking. And we talk about candles, we talk about nostalgia, we talk about the seasons, we talk about anything that comes to mind, anything that makes us feel good and relaxed. Let's face it, Sunday, depending on how you look at it, it's the end of the week, at the beginning of the week, it's the perfect day to kick back and relax, hang out with some friends, and that's precisely what we're gonna do. And I have a lot of fun stuff for us to dive in today. I have some Halloween things. We're going to be doing some crazy Bill Nye the Science Guy kind of science experiments. We're also going to be addressing a big topic that I've been wanting to make an edited video on, really, for over a year, and I haven't done it. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just do it on a live. I'm still going to make an edited video on tunneling and how to, if you put tin foil, or if you've always questioned why people put tin foil on their Yankee candles to fix their candles, I have my own things that I've kind of used, my own little tips and tricks. So I'd like to share them with you today. But also, I want to spend some time with you and down here in the chat section. And I have some boxes. I have some mail that has come in through my P.O. box. You can find my P.O. box in the description below if you want to send anything my way. Just don't spend a lot of money. That's the only rule, really. All right. Gabe is listening to Tom Petty music. Well, that's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers are perfect on the road autumn music. Gabe, I don't know if you're on the road. It doesn't really matter. But we have Lou, we have Rhonda, we have Angie, we have Suzanne, we have Kitty Danger. Nikki is in the house. We have Aaron, Gabe, Danny, Morgan, Chris, Nick, Ruth, Leslie is here. Blend It Like Brian, Stephanie. We have so many fine folks. Harry is with us. Curious Cat, 1920. I don't know if we have been introduced, but you're saying recently bought a Yankee Trick or Treat. Had to have it. Well, I'm glad you bought it because that is truly one of my favorite Yankee Candle fragrances. And for you guys who didn't tune in, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I talked about Trick or Treat. It's a blend of candy corn, which is now retired, and the classic Yankee Candle buttercream. So let's get this started. I'm gonna move this over. Let's address this tunneling situation. I had a good talk with some fellow YouTube friends yesterday, and we were talking about Yankee Candle, vintage Yankee Candles versus post-millennium Yankee Candles versus modern day Yankee Candles. And I was kind of making a point that I have, let's say for example, here, I have a very early Black Band Christmas cookie. I'm sorry that it's not a Halloween set, but I have a candle. I have Christmas cookie. Let's turn this light here so you can see that a little bit better. Black Bands were essentially, the look changed in 2004, but really this one goes back into the 90s. This one is a little bit newer, and look at the difference in the color. And this is all gonna make sense in just a little bit, trust me. Can you guys see the difference? With the lighting here, it's kind of difficult. This one has more of that buttercream look, where this is more of that canary yellow. And then I have one that is 2008 in a medium jar. And then this one right here, look how light this one is. Talk about a color change. This is a 2013. Now, what's interesting about Yankee Candle, a lot of people always ask, what's the shelf life of these candles? Well, it depends on what era you're talking about. Because if I take this 2013, it's great, but it is starting to show some age. And what I mean by that, it's starting to take on a little bit of that waxy artificial aroma. Plus that one has been lit, so the jar is a little bit smoke tainted. Now this one's from 2008, and really it's kind of shot. Now it's not lit, so maybe the wax is locked inside, or the fragrance is locked inside, and it would burn better once it was lit. But that tells you something right off the bat. Like, you see that this particular fragrance, contemporary speaking, about, you know, if you bought this like off the shelf now, I don't think it's got the longest shelf life. Where something like Witch's Brew or Balsam and Cedar will last forever. I mean, decades. So it ranges from fragrance to fragrance. Now this Black Band here, unlit, this is, I'm guessing, right about, 2000, right around that millennium shift. And also suffering a little bit, but not because it smells aged. It just, the aroma is stifled. I really can't smell it at all. But this one is the oldest one I have. And this one's probably 1996, 90, I think it's 97, to be honest with you, now that I'm thinking about it, because I think that was the year it was released. And man, is this one intense. Not only does this smell brand new, but it is pretty intense. So isn't that strange? It's a little weird. So when we're talking about shelf life of Yankee Candles, it really does depend on the era in which the candle is coming from, because the way I always describe it, at least what I assume is, by today's standards, the way they make the candles to be probably less toxic, to be less dangerous. Different oils are used, different additives and compounds are probably put into the wax to make them a little bit safer for you to breathe, for your family, for your pets, and all that stuff. But the real reason I broke these out was because this one right here I purchased, and it was already lit, and I think you can see that. It has tunneled quite a bit. I mean, I've seen much worse. And if any of you don't know what tunneling is, it's just when you don't let the candle completely pool out, the whole surface melts out, and you blow it out prematurely, and it starts to create this crater. And then once this happens, a lot of people kind of just say, well, the candle's ruined now. And a lot of people have tips and tricks on how to fix this, but I've never seen anyone do it the way I do it. So I'm going to try to demonstrate it today. Now, I see Rachel is joining in. Rachel thought of something that I'm like, wow, that's genius. She used that like a blow dryer, hair dryer, to melt the wax, the surface of the candle. That definitely works for her. So anything that works for you, please share that in the chat area. I'm going to try to look down there as much as I can. But something that I do, and if you don't have a blow dryer or a hair dryer, what's the correct terminology? Hair dryer, blow dryer? I don't know. You can get an arts and craft heat gun, or like a legit industrial heat gun. That will essentially provide the heat, but will reduce the wind, because when you're using the blow dryer, you have the potential of the wax just going and splattering all over the place. So let's start with this. I'm gonna light this black band. That's right, I'm lighting a black band today. A 1990s Yankee candle. Since this has been in my possession, it hasn't been lit, and Tanya and Mark, if you're in the house, thank you for my Edison lighter. I use it all the time. I like this because I usually use matches, but matches, although I like the smell of when you blow matches out, you know, it is a very powerful smell, and it kind of competes with your candle sometimes. So now we got the candle lit, all right? Tin foil. People go and they buy Reynolds foil, whatever you call aluminum foil, tin foil. I've had my fair share of time working on stage, but more behind the camera. I worked a lot in film. Film production was my major in college, believe it or not. And so I've used this stuff almost, you know, since I was like a young teenager, because this is the kind of tin foil that you would use to wrap around studio lights. Or if you want to, let's say, see how my face is overexposed right now? It should be more like that. You can use a little bit of this to kind of block the light. It's essentially black tinfoil, but it's so much thicker. And of course, black is not going to, the heat isn't going to reflect off of it. What's the correct terminology? Is it refract? No, it's just reflect. Yeah, because it's going to, the light is going to reflect off tinfoil, so black absorbs the heat. And if I can get through this little piece of tape, I think I got a pair of scissors right here. So let me show you what this looks like. You see that? This is called, it's made, this particular company, if you've ever bought a fog machine, or if you spend any time on stage, I'm sure you know that name, Rosco. But you can buy a generic brand. It's called Cinefoil, Cinefoil, or the kind of word that you use on set, it's black wrap. You call it black wrap. But look how thick this is. When you bend it, you can put this in any shape you want, and it's gonna hold its place, right? Where tin foil can unravel on you. But again, the biggest advantage here is the thickness and the fact that it's black. It's going to hold on to the heat. It's like when you're driving a black car. In high school, I drove a black Chevy Blazer, and honestly, during, you know, the late spring and the summer, I'd get into that thing, and it would be like 120 degrees inside that car. So I'm gonna take this black wrap. You don't have to use this much, and you can reuse this. Trust me, over and over and over again. And I've already made a mess of it, so it kind of looks ugly. But if you're careful, you can actually, you know, you can make this look not so tacky. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to wrap it around the candle just like this. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to crimp it. Tiny little crimp. And then for safe measure, another little movie production tool here. This is gaff tape. It's not duct tape. Gaff tape, it's like the #1 thing you use when you're working behind the camera. If you're trying to tape down cables, if you're trying to hang up something on the wall, I'm just going to use a little bit of that tape there, right there on the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of crimp it again around the lip of the jar. I'm sorry that we can't get a close-up of what I'm doing. So there you go. That looks horrible. That looks ugly, but trust me, all we're doing is fixing it. You don't have to leave it like this when you're burning it. Once it's fixed, you know, you take the foil off and you have a perfectly functional camera, or candle again. I almost said camera. Now, you've seen me use this before. I have a thing for blowtorches, okay? This is completely over the top. I do this for fun. This is just, you know, shock value on camera whenever I use this thing. I don't use this on my candles. At least I try not to, and I don't recommend you doing it because it's really hard to control that flame, and you can easily break your candle glass by making it too hot. A small little investment that every candle burner should have. Every scented candle burner should have in their possession, whether you buy Yankees, whether you buy Bath & Body Works, whether you buy just craft handmade candles, is one of these creme brulee kitchen torches. It's essentially all it's used for in the kitchen, is to burn the top, essentially burn or overly caramelize the sugar on top of the creme brulee, making it crispy and crunchy. If you watch the Food Network, I'm sure you've seen these used all of the time. Let me just show you why this has such an advantage. That flame is much more controlled, and I can actually point it in any direction without it going out on me. If I take this blowtorch, right, and I don't want to burn my table, but sometimes if you point it inside of the candle, it'll just blow out on you and just start throwing gas everywhere. All right, so what do I do with this? What I want to do, very gently, we want to make this warm to hot, not hot to like 3rd degree burn. We just want to put a little bit of heat on the outside of this foil. Trust me, this foil is going to be able to take that heat. See that? See, every time you let go of the button, I got to redo the safety. But if I just do this, now again, be careful of the label. If you have a plastic label on there, you don't want that to start, melting on you, essentially. I'm just warming this up, and like I said, that foil is going to hold on to the heat, and I can actually get inside here and hit that wax directly. I blew out the flame, but that's okay. And I don't want to overdo it. Alright, so let me relight that, and let that burn for a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty warm to the touch. Now I have the AC in here cranked because of my candles and because of all the lights that I have in here. I have to keep it really cold. So we're going to check on that in a little bit, and I think you'll be surprised how fast it'll actually fix itself. All right. I should rehearse this stuff. You know, if I could just, why don't I spend like 20 minutes rehearsing before these live videos? And Lou, thank you for putting that up there. Amazon, yes, this is where I do get cinefoil or black wrap. I get it on Amazon. It's a little bit pricey, but like I said, if you're using it for like candles, not for studio lights, a little bit goes a long way, and it's totally reusable. Yes, M break 1 duct tape and blowtorch scary. So yes, do not hit the blowtorch with the gaff tape or the duct tape. Don't put that flame on the tape. It can handle a lot of heat, but you don't want to put flame on it. And M break 1 says, I put them, by them he means his candles, in the oven for 10 minutes. M break, if this works for you, awesome, awesome. But trust me when I say that could really do a lot of damage to your candle. Plus, you're melting the whole candle. That's going to, you know, that wick. You know, candle makers go to such a long lengths to make sure that that wick is perfectly straight. And by melting the whole candle, you're allowing that wick to kind of wiggle and wobble inside that block of wax, and you really don't want that. You really don't want it all. Plus, it's certainly going to do a little bit of damage to your label, unless you're putting it under really, really low heat. I suppose if you put it in the oven under 150 degrees, it'll be okay. But remember, wax is going to melt and stay in its liquid state at like 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Just keep that in mind at all times. No problem. He goes, oh yeah, you're right about the wick. Thanks, man. No problem. I'm not here. I'm not a candle like guru, right? I'm not claiming I'm an expert. I am just sharing my personal experiences. A lot of people might use lamps for their candles, and good for you, especially if you know you're worried about flame. I find that it does the same thing. They just have the potential to really ruin your candle if you ever want to light it. Does your oven smell amazing? I'm sure his oven does smell amazing. Shane, what is your favorite new Yankee Candle Christmas scent? Well, Chris, I do have them all. Somebody posted on the Candle Enthusiasts Facebook fan group that they're available at Kohl's. I haven't checked with Yankee Candle. They may be on the shelves. I think out of all of them, my favorite, there's still one, Holiday Lights and Winter Wonder I haven't smelled yet. I don't even know, is the U.S. getting Winter Wonder? It might be an online exclusive because I haven't seen it in the U.S. label yet. And not Winter Wonderland, Winter Wonder. Icy Blue Spruce is nice, it's refreshing, but you know, we come to expect a pine, sprucey, cedar tree, a Douglas fir, balsam kind of candle every year. Frosty, is it called Frosty Gingerbread? I like Frosty Gingerbread, and I'll tell you why. Nobody steal this descriptor on me, because this one, I had to really think about it, and I'm like, wow, okay, that's what it is. Ginger snaps. It doesn't really smell so much like a soft, doughy gingerbread cookie, as it smells like an overbaked, in a good way, an overbaked ginger snap cookie. It, of course, smells like ground ginger and gingerbread, but it has that really overly baked, toasted aroma that's contrasted by the sweet frosting. It's very nice. I like it. So probably the Frosty Gingerbread. Nice Halloween decor, says Thrift Store Stories. Thank you very much. And Thrift Store Stories, a lot of the stuff that I own are from thrift stores. Speaking of which, perfect segue. I think I've showed this to you guys before. I found this at a Goodwill a long time ago. This is one of those older Yankee Candle ceramic shades, and this is big. It's hard to get an understanding unless I had one to compare, but they used to make these things monstrous, at least in their size, and this is not even the biggest one that they would make, but if you look on there, I really like it. You know, this could work for autumn phase 1, which is what I consider now. Work for Halloween, but really this is to me more autumn phase 2. So post Halloween, the month of November, very Thanksgiving-ish. We have the foliage. We have some form of, I don't know what those are. They look like little, like, I don't know, some kind of, what are those little purple flower blossoms with the spikes? Some green leaves, some pumpkins, and some acorns. Very pretty. I got this for $3.19, and that is a steal, right? So I was very happy with that. But I knew somewhere in the world that there would be a plate for this shade. And just so I can show you that this is a Yankee Candle product, and exclusively so. It says so right there, if you can get a look. There's a little stamp on the bottom there. So I looked and I looked and I looked online, and I looked on all of the, you know, I do everything from Craigslist to Facebook Marketplace. I of course do eBay, and this is where I ultimately found it. I found the plate that actually went with this shade. Yes. So this is going to be haphazard, or they're not I can't use that word in that way. This is going to be dangerous. Precarious is the word I probably should have went for. But let me demonstrate. Look at that. Look at that. The good old-fashioned Yankee Candle setup. The plate, the shade, the house warmer jar, that huge label, and the black bands just making it look so much better. I'm sorry, I had to share that, but I got that plate a while ago, and I never shared it with you guys. I know I shared the shade, and when I talk about they made them bigger, check out this one. Here's another one. Bring it back a little bit. You see the difference? Look how much bigger this one is. I mean, this thing is monstrous. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Ceramic holds, just like that black wrap on that candle, that foil, ceramic holds in the heat. It's kind of like a Teflon pan, you know, when you cook, versus a cast iron skillet, right? That cast iron skillet, if you get that thing hot, it's gonna stay hot for like an hour and a half off the flame, right? It's gonna be hot to the touch. So the ceramic does the same thing. It's doing essentially what I'm doing with that foil. It's keeping the heat on the glass, not the wax, the glass. To fix pooling, you want to make sure the glass is a little bit hot to the touch. That's the key, especially when you have central air, or you have a draft, or you have, like I do right now, the AC pumping. That's why, you know, I always get like bummed out when people post pictures in the summer like, "Whoa, my candles, they're tunneling. Well, why aren't they performing well? And why can't I smell them?" Summer is a really tough time to burn candles. High humidity in many places, and, you know, air conditioners indoors. Humidity prevents the airborne vapors from traveling. It's like trying to run in water. You can't, right? You can't run in water. It's the same thing with the fragrance oil. When you have humidity in the air, that vapor has a difficult time spreading. Notice I'm not using the word throw. It has a difficult time spreading throughout the space. So keeping the humidity in your space, your living space, is always super important any time of the year, even when it's blizzard-like conditions outside. Keeping that not completely dry, because that could actually evaporate the oils in your candles, but keeping that humidity in check. Also the temperature. as well. The temperature, if it keeps the glass cold, well you're gonna have this is not a technical term. I've come up with it myself, but volatilization failure. You know, that the fragrance oil is going to not be able to turn into vapor form, therefore become airborne. It's going to stay in that wax, all that fragrance oil, and it's just going to sink to the bottom. And you're going to be like, oh, this candle has no smell. This candle says it's a dud. It doesn't smell. It smells. It could smell. You could have had a dud. But a lot of the times these problems can be fixed by just slightly altering, adjusting the environment around you. There's so many variables, right? Temperature differentiations. All right, this is starting to sound like high school chemistry class, right? Or physics class at least, right? How warm is it here versus how warm is it up there? I bet you if you can't smell your candle, you step on your chair, you're gonna be like, wow, it smells really pretty up there, but down here I can't smell it. Yeah, because if it's cold here, your scent, your fragrance is going up there. Okay, so that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. I loved your spooky room. Thank you so much. I have a little bit of the fog going today outside of the window, and I'm liking it because some of it's leaking into the room and making it very eerie in here. Plus, I love the smell of fog machine, fog juice. Carol says, I have an old heat gun from Ace Hardware that I've used for years to fix tunneling. Perfect, Carol. Perfect. I have like an arts and craft heat gun. So it's not like industrial. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't put out tons of heat. But I would love to get, you know, something like what you have for larger candles. Or to at least speed up the process. You see what I have here? Well, you can't see it because it's on the table, but I have last year's taper holder with those bloody taper candlesticks. I never have a chance to use these, and honestly, I'm so paranoid about taper candles because of a potential fire. And you know, when I burn candles, I usually am alone. Look at that drip. You see the drip? Let's do that one more time. And I'm afraid if I leave the room for like 1 second, they're gonna like tip over and I'm gonna have a disastrous fire. But since we're going live today and I'm not leaving the room, I figured why not break them out? All right, what else are we saying here? Halloween season. It is the Halloween season. How are you guys celebrating Halloween? Have you decorated yet? If so, when did you? Or if you haven't, when do you plan on it? What I'm really interested in is anybody do like a haunted house inside their garage or inside their house? You know, there's always that one house in the neighborhood that goes all out. And are you one of those? Are you one of those households? Yeah, it's a little bit better. Danny says, I'm going to try Kringle's Christmas this year. Danny, yes, do it. I love Kringle a lot. I do not talk about Kringle, not even close to the amount that I should. I love Kringle candle, but when it comes to Kringle Christmas, I really think when it comes to like, they're not a mammoth company. It's hard to put them in that category. But when it comes to a larger company, look, if you're distributing overseas, I'm going to consider you a large candle producer. So they are like my favorite Christmas large candle company. As far as their fragrances, their selection, their authenticity. Man, oh man. Oh, this one's really dripping. Oh, this one just like dripped like crazy. and you guys can't even see it. Can I fix this problem? I certainly can. I'll put it right here. Oh, that's dangerous. It's a good thing I always have this around. I recommend you do the same. Carol says I was... Okay, I want to make sure I'm getting everybody here. So pretty. I was bummed when Yankees stopped making matching plates for newer shades. Though they do, sometimes they do. So, okay, so yeah, to me, if I ever bought a shade, a Yankee Candle shade, that's covering my face. If I ever bought a Yankee Candle shade, I would always get the plate. I had to. It's a part of the set. And if it didn't have a matching plate, I would just get a plate that worked with it. My family and I are going to South Deerfield on Saturday and Sunday to go to Yankee Candle and Kringle Candle. Can't wait. Let me know if anyone will be there. Anyone gonna be there? Let Blend It Like Brian know. And if you do, you know, take some cool photos, post them up on Instagram. Make sure you tag me in the photo. This way I can see all your photographs of your trip at just South Deerfield in general, whether it be Yankee or Kringle or wherever you go. Jordan says, Kringle Candle Christmas is the epitome of Christmas. It is amazing. Jordan, I have to kind of agree with you there. I really, really enjoy Kringle at Christmas. And if you've ever been to Kringle Candle in Bernardston, Massachusetts, around the Christmas season, it's quite an experience. It puts you into the Christmas mood, let's put it that way. I'm reading all your comments here. Nancy, 1 year I decorated my apartment with vertical crepe paper? Or is that how you pronounce it? I know what you're talking about. Is it crepe paper? Strips in Halloween colors. It took me over 8 hours to do so, but it was worth it. That's pretty cool. Good evening from Germany. Uda is in the house. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday. Jordan says, Shane, you should make a trip to Ohio sometime. Tons of stuff to do around here. Yes, there is. During the holiday season. Ohio is one of those things where it's just far enough where it, I can never make it like a 2-day trip to go out there, because I always want to drive. If I'm bringing my camera equipment, I don't want to check in all of my camera equipment. It doesn't sound like I might have a lot of camera equipment, but, it adds up quick, all of the different tripods and audio stands and light stands and things like that. I always like to be prepared for any situation, so I have different cameras for different situations, different forms of recording audio. So I always drive, unless, of course, I'm going across country to California, and in which case I just put together a condensed kit. But Ohio does. I mean, I had so many recommendations last year to go out to Ohio, and I was considering it so much that I did so much research and put together a document of all the things to do at Christmas in Ohio. And Cleveland almost happened this year. Not for Christmas, but actually October. I was almost going to make it to Cleveland for 2 different things in October this year. But guys, unfortunately, the budget is small for this channel. But just hang out, hopefully, and next year maybe we won't have that problem. Maybe next year I'll be abroad. Who knows? I don't know if I'll be abroad. But if I can get to Ohio next year for several days, or Cleveland, I'll certainly be happy. Hope you took nice pictures. Nancy, Shane, okay, we read that. Leslie, I haven't seen you here in a while. Great to see you. Leslie, I have your candle. It's burning. All right. This thing is a champ, let me tell you. Now, Leslie has had a company name change. She's under the name Silver Moon. She produces her own candles, but one of the first batches she ever made, she sent me some goodies. And this one right here was called Bella Lugosi, right? Or is it just Bella? It's Bella Lugosi. And it's adorned with all of these little charms, and you got like this little mini wreath around it. And this thing has been going. I filmed, no joke, 8 hours last night. 8 hours right here in this spot doing candle evaluations. And this thing was rip-roaring and throwing out so much fragrance that it was actually hindering me smelling the candle that I was smelling right in front of my face when it was all the way over there. But make sure you give Leslie you know, a little bit of attention. Check out, somebody, Leslie, do it yourself, or somebody link up your social media. Go see what Leslie's doing now with Silver Moon. You know, she just like so many candle artists, candle makers, people who are super passionate about fragrance and started their own small batch candle company. She did it all herself. It's a one-woman operation, and it's so great to see her still at it and perfecting her craft. But let's see what Leslie said. I'm really not decorating this year, as my apartment complex will be replacing all of our windows and doors. Oh, that's lame. So I don't want to have to be moving around stuff. Oh, that's really lame. I guess to kind of compare something to that, when I was in California, I never really decorated for Christmas because I was where I used to work. I had a good chunk of December off, so I would leave December out of California to usually kind of visit my brother down in Los Angeles, and then come back to the East Coast to spend time with my parents. So it just never made sense for me to decorate for Christmas in my apartment, but it always bummed me out because I have so many great Christmas decorations. Yeah, we do semi-scary hay rides for my niece, but don't go too hardcore haunted houses. I like to stay home and read Edgar Allan Poe and Washington Irving, says Blend It Like Brian. Me and my wife booked New York City for Christmas next year. Can't wait. Chris, will you be doing the Christmas Spectacular? What New York City touristy things do you want to do, or do you have any questions for me? Because this is something that I've done. I did a video, one of my early videos. I did kind of my favorite things to do in December in the Big Apple, New York City. Angie Clementine's in the house. Angie, I have your package right here. I think we should probably get to that next. Nikki says, we give out king-size candy bars for the kiddos and jelly shots. Oh, I was shocked when I heard Jello shots, but then it was followed by for the adults. Okay, that I guess is cool. I thought you were giving Jello shots to the children. I live right near Cleveland. Tons of stuff for Halloween too. Yes, yes. That's the plan. Jordan, have you ever heard of the Horror Hotel? And it's not in Cleveland. I think it's right outside of Cleveland. And Leslie says, my new candles are going to kill me. Leslie, just, you know, I'm sending you good vibes. I understand the frustrations of being an artist and working your butt off and going through a lot of trial and error, and you know, I know even sometimes the biggest positivity coming from some of your friends and family, sometimes all the positivity in the world doesn't counteract when your artistic efforts go down the tubes. But keep at it. I have full faith in you. We all do. Sam, someday I'm going to take the Amtrak to Chicago, big train station. That sounds cool. Civil Moon Candle Company. I make candy corn vodka and mix it with orange jello and caramel apple vodka with green apple jello. Wait a minute. I make candy corn vodka and mix it with orange jello. That's crazy. And then you make caramel apple vodka. I'm guessing it's infused or flavored. And then you add that to green jello. That is nuts. Have you ever made like a layered jello shot? I guess that would be a lot of work. Leslie saying, having many issues with creating my new candles, spending over 15 hours working on the new fall Halloween line and having wick and scent issues. Again, I wish I could help in some way. I wish I could just like fix it, but all of the struggles you're going through now is just going to make you a better candle maker at the end of the day. All right, let's do this. I see all of your comments, but we do have to open up some packages here. So we have a package from Miss Angie Clementine here, sent to the Candle Enthusiast. Where's my pocket knife? I found it today and now I lost it. Guess I'll just have to use the scissors here. Let's do some unboxing, shall we? We have a box from Target. I wonder if this is from Target. It looks like this box has been repurposed though, so I don't think so. Try not to cut myself here. And we're gonna check on that Christmas cookie in just a little bit, because I'm really starting to smell it. Oh yeah. Oh good God. So Angie was on vacation. I remember you telling me that, Angie, but I didn't catch where you went on vacation. Could it have been the Grand Canyon? Look at that. You know how much I love postcards, and it's beautiful. Look at the handwriting. I wish I could have handwriting like this, so that I could. I feel like I have an 8-year-old child writing my postcards when I send them out. But I will read this on my personal time, just in case anything is in there that's personal. Not that Angie and I have any secrets. I repurpose all the paper, folks. Know that about me? Oh yeah. Check it out. So, I don't think Angie will mind me saying that she's from Houston. So what we have here are special edition Sensationals, Texas. 2 different fragrances and wax melts. Look at that. We have Stars at Night. Oh man. And The Heart of Texas. I'm trying to think of this song. What's this song that Pee-wee sings in Pee-wee's Big Adventure? The stars are bright, na na na, deep in the heart of Texas. So it is. It's based on whatever. What is that little song? Help me out. It's funny how my knowledge of that song or part of our nation's history, Texas, is from Pee-wee's Big Adventure and not from grade school. Let me give these a quick sniff. I'm not going to do in-depth evaluations of these, but oh yeah. Keep in mind, I have so much fragrance happening all around me right now. I got Leslie's candle burning right here. I have Christmas cookie burning over there. I got some scented candles burning. I have the pina colada candle from Kringle over there. And this, let me just try to lift this out a little bit. Is it like a fruit punch kind of thing? Either way, I'm definitely getting like a fruit punch. It's called, okay, Home Sweet Home. Is that Home Sweet Home? There's so many things on this label. I'm confused. But I'm gonna have to break out my wax melter. I have it right there. It's a coffee pot, and I have so many melts that folks have sent me. I still have Colonials, Cobweb Collection melts. I have all of the Spireside Disney melts that Candle Cafe Anthony has sent me. I even have some melts that Bren has sent me, and now I have melts that Angie has sent me. So let me smell the second one here. Stars at Night. Oh, that one I can smell really nice. That one's nice. That's definitely like that slightly masculine, not slightly masculine, but slight cologne, what we would expect from an outdoors, nighttime, midsummer night kind of candle. A little bit of dreamy, Yankee Candle's Dreamy Summer Nights happening in there, if I'm not mistaken. Smoothened out with something like vanilla or amber. Those are very nice. Thank you very much, Angie. And I mean that. I just need to start burning melts, or melting melts. You don't burn melts. But there's something else, and oh, you... give me a chance to just soak this in. The Great Outdoors Adventure. Okay, I'm gonna butcher this name, but this is from a lodge that you must have stayed at while traveling on Route 66, and I think Angie knows how much I want to take this show, or at least the main channel, The Candle Enthusiast, Aromatic Adventures, to Route 66. That is like one of the big goals, to get to the financing, the subscription follower base where we can actually pull that off, do a travel. It'd almost be like a daily documentary of probably start right at Santa Monica Pier and bring it all the way to, it ends in Chicago, right? But what I'm trying to say, hula pay. Can you spell it phonetically? Either way, it's a beautiful mug. So many different logos and what's the correct word? Images of things that we would associate with being in the great outdoors. Cabins, we have fishies, we have butterflies, trees and stars, a bow and arrow. We also have a hurricane lamp. We have some antelope or antlers of some sort. We have a compass. Route 66, some footprints, and that's my backpack for sure right there. Thank you so much, Angie. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to take my water from the Candle Enthusiast mug. This probably hasn't been cleaned, but it's okay. I can always take an antibiotic, I suppose. Thank you very much, Angie. I really, really appreciate this kind of stuff. The little tokens, especially when they are acquired during travels. Wallapai Lodge. I can lie and tell people now that I've been to Wallapai Lodge on my travels. But if you want to see me travel and take you guys, if you want me to take you guys to Wallapai Lodge on the Candle Enthusiast, the main channel, check out the Candle Enthusiast, my first channel. Go over there, subscribe, and then also look in the description below of all of any one of my videos. Will help show you the different options that you can take if you want to help fund these adventures. $1 a month, a penny. We can't do a penny a month. The smallest denomination would be $1, but you can make an anonymous donation as well. And trust me, 100% of the donations goes into funding the videos. Take my word for it. I'll prove it to you, because you're going to see all the stuff that we're going to be up to this season. Tastes great. Tastes better in this mug than the Candle Enthusiast mug. Really, Angie, thank you. Really appreciate it. See, things like, I'm afraid I gotta get over it. I thought I got over it with opening bottles of wine, you know, because I used to have a big wine collection, but I got over it and like, look, you gotta drink these bottles. You can't just collect them. But I have this problem with the candles now. Like, I just want to like keep these as nice little souvenir tokens. Like, just write Angie's name on the bottom and the date, and just kind of keep it as like a card that she sent them to me. But I will melt them because I have the mug. I will write your name on the bottom of the mug, Angie. So in 30 years from now, when I'm on the road camping and I'm drinking out of this mug and I'm like, who gave me this mug again? That's right, Angie Clementine. We have another package, folks. And this one is not, and you're gonna wanna hang around because we're gonna check out that candle. I'm gonna show you how well this works. It's probably already fixed, but like I said, we're gonna be doing some crazy experiments here. I haven't done something really crazy and wacky in a long time. I brought out the Vitamix in the past. I brought out the blowtorch on many occasions, and we just did really silly things. And I stopped doing it because people just thought I was a nut job, but you know what? It's Halloween, we gotta have fun. I'm gonna try to see what happens, see if we can melt down candy corn and potentially use candy corn. Could you put candy corn in a wax melt, is what I'm trying to say, like a tart melter, or whatever you call them, because I don't use them. If you have a centerpiece, say for example, from Yankee Candle, and you have an empty cup, could you just fill that with candy corns and pop that in there? And would it work? Would it smell like candy corn? It seems way more efficient to burn or melt candy corn, real candy corn, than it does to buy a candy corn fragrance. So I'm gonna, like I said, science experiment, Bill Nye fashion. Maybe not Bill Nye, because he actually does things scientifically. This is not gonna be scientific at all. It's just gonna be craziness. But I am gonna get to that in just a little bit. So we're gonna melt down some candy corn. But I have a package here. And it's from Hong Kong. Hong Kong. I'm like, wow, is this a fan? I wasn't sure, so I had to peek. I wasn't sure if it would be from a company. It is addressed to the Candle Enthusiast, so I had to peek, so I know what it is, but I haven't taken really anything out yet. So this really is me unveiling it and seeing it for the first time myself. Leslie, I gotta move your candle over here because I feel like I'm gonna knock it over. I have, what is it? Pumpkin Sugar Donut by Bath & Body Works burning over there. So if anyone thinks that I don't burn Bath & Body Works, there's a little testament. All right, so this candle did reach out to me. Maybe they've reached out to others. And they watched some of my videos, and they wanted to know if I could kind of share my thoughts on their products here. And I said, absolutely, this is what these live streams are all about. Send me stuff to evaluate, products, anything, as long as it's aroma related, and I'll take a look. And I opened this up and I saw this one. I'm seeing that, so they are all different. So just keep in mind, anybody who's trying to read this, the image is flipped, okay? I have to keep reminding you that. But that says Tutti Frutti on the package. And the name of the company is L-A-U-T. L-A-U-T. And if you can't see what's inside there, that is an iPhone cover. But what does an iPhone cover have anything to do with aromatics? Well, We're gonna find out. I know what it is. And there's a 2-year warranty on it. How do you open this thing? I need directions to figure out how to open it. They're probably watching right now and saying, this guy's making fun of us. I'm not making fun of you guys. I'm making fun of myself. I don't want to destroy this box. But I need to get this out. How do I get it out? This is why things should be rehearsed. Give me a second, guys, will you? Have some patience with me. Gabe's eating some candy corn. All right, this is what it's come down to. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to cut this. I'm gonna have to cut this thing open, man, because I don't know what else to do. Oh, there we go. It's still not coming out. Alright, so I'm definitely not going to be opening up all 4 of these. That is what I've learned from this packaging. You know how people do unboxings on YouTube? I don't think I'd ever be able to be one of those people, because I don't have the patience to open things in a very careful manner. Like, this is insane. Alright. Woo! Finally. We have an iPhone cover, 2-year warranty. This is made of some kind of plastic, but from a distance, it does have a leather look to it. It really does. I was uncertain at first if it was leather. It kind of looks like my actual iPhone case. Pop that out of there. And this is for the iPhone X or the iPhone XS. You can clearly tell by the shape of this hole right here. So this will not fit. If you got the new iPhone S Max, not gonna work. Or if you have any of the other pluses, the iPhone pluses, it's not gonna work. But aroma, right? It's a scratch. I don't know if it's a scratch or a rub. It's a rub to release fruit. It says flavor. Does that mean I have to lick it? Oh my God. That smells like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. I mean, it also smells a little bit like plastic. Like, what if I really rub it? Yeah. So maybe if it's like you're pulling it in and out of your pocket, you're gonna smell like a watermelon Jolly Rancher every time you pull out your iPhone from your pocket or purse or from your back pocket. That's not a subtle scent. That is pretty potent. I wonder how long they expect that to last. Is there English on this package? I can't read any of those languages. And it's saying it's out of Germany. But it was sent to me. So the company's out of Germany, but they were produced in Hong Kong and it was shipped to me from Hong Kong. Durable faux leather hybrid case. Hybrid? How is it hybrid? Okay. Hybrid case that smells of your favorite fruit when you rub it. Okay, so when you rub, but it does say here, rub to release fruit flavor. So for a second, I thought this was going to be like, you know, the snozberries taste like snozberry situation. Should I lick it? I just like rubbed my hand all over it. The watermelons do not taste like watermelons. In fact, if you look really close, it really is just like a scratch and sniff adhesive pieces that are stuck onto this case. So honestly, I'd put this on my phone and show you. I do have the iPhone XS. I'm sure this would fit nice nice and cozily, and it'd be kind of cool. Honestly, I'm not kidding. It's kind of cool. I probably wouldn't go with this scent. Now, this is intriguing. We got Tutti Frutti Banana, and this is not a white case. This case is kind of grayish. I have the silver phone, so... Oh, yeah. That is so much better for me, personally. I mean, that smells authentic, but it also smells like candy. Like banana bread, like banana bread, walnut, like bread, or some form of pastry. But let's face it, banana Laffy Taffy and banana Runts candy. This is kind of cool. Do you guys, really? I mean, think about it for a couple seconds. Is this something that you would put on your phone? Would you do this? This one, I definitely dig this more than the watermelon, but the whole watermelon Jolly Rancher thing is pretty popular, so that might be your cup of tea. But there is a whole other package in here that I haven't even opened. So I think there are more cases. And that's what it is. We have a Tutti Frutti cherry case. Also, well, that one's kind of like a very, very, very light, rosy white color. It's definitely white, but it definitely has a tinge of a pink to it. See, that's cool. I like it. But I was hoping for something a little bit more of like a tart cherry. Like Starburst. Because to me, that's like Luden's cough drops. Or like the standard like cherry Dum Dum candies. A little bit of a medicinal cherry aroma. But I know a lot of people, they like that. That's kind of cool. This company, I don't know. I kind of am warming up to the idea of putting a rub and sniff cover on my phone, especially since I put my case through the ringer when I do these videos. I mean, I throw my phone underneath the water in creeks. I bring it out in the pouring rain. I bring it out in the snow. I put my iPhones ended their cases really through the ringer. Now this one is the most prettiest. You see how that looks purple? It's because it is. It has a purple, very light pastel purple, periwinkle-ish color. A little bit more light lavender. I don't know what you want to call it, but there's lemons. There's lemons on this case. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. I'm just trying to think of how does it look from a distance. I probably like the smell of this one the most, but from a distance, I don't know if that really reads as a lemon. It might confuse people. It looks very 90s. Like this looks like the opening of Saved by the Bell, does it not? I'm not gonna hum the music, but then well, maybe I will. You know, all the different shapes. You know, those 80s squiggles and squirrels. Not 80s, 90s squiggles and squirrels. I like the smell of this. This is a very tart, zesty lemon aroma. But I have to say that banana is my favorite. So check this company out. Lout. It's not Loot. That would be a horrible name for a company. But L-A-U-T. If anyone... has a great, good German pronunciation. Spell it phonetically, L-A-U-T, in the comments or in the chat down here below. Angie Clementine says the cough drop scent would nauseate me. Yeah, I could see that. It wouldn't nauseate me because I like the scent. But I like tart fruit aromas. You know what I mean? I'm such a product of the 80s and the 90s. Like, just when it comes to fruit, like a candy, like when candies, I always loved Sour Patch Kids and Starburst and Skittles. Thankfully, I stopped eating that stuff in high school, but for a while there, I would eat like a whole thing of Starburst like every day. Like that was my lunch. Sometimes. Thrift store says no licking. It's too late for that. Snozberries smells like snozberries. And yes, I did like taste and smell are same words in some languages. Says Angie Clementine. That's interesting. Because it really is. I mean, it's different, but it's all tied together, right? I mean, we can only taste 5 things, but we can smell infinite things. And if you didn't have the sense of smell, you know, eating would be kind of boring, let's put it that way. We don't have a haunted house, but we like to put up animated Grim Reaper in the doorway for the great tricks, the trick-or-treaters. Excuse me, my reading. I'm terrible at reading these comments. To greet trick-or-treaters. That's cool. That's kind of what my family always did. I mean, my brother and I, Eric, when I was like 8, and he was like a young teenager, and we did this for like 5 or 6 years. We had a haunted house in our garage. In the house that we grew up in, we had a haunted house in our garage. And it got so much buzz after the couple of years that people from other neighborhoods would come to our neighborhood to go trick-or-treating because they wanted to come to our haunted house in our garage. And it wasn't like a dark walkthrough when we jump out and go boo. No, I mean we had many friends that mostly my brother's friends who would come in, we'd get in costume. It was more of a theatrical experience, and that evolved to my brother doing it professionally for many years. When he was in high school, it's amazing what my brother achieved at such a young age. And if he's watching right now, I'm not trying to kiss up to you, Eric, but yeah, I mean, by the time he was like 17 years old, he was like running his own haunted house for the town. It was not-for-profit, and he raised a lot of money for our hometown. And then he eventually moved to Salem, Massachusetts, and opened up 4 businesses, some of which are still there. And Uda is saying lout, lout, lout. Am I saying that good, Uda? Am I saying your name right, Uda? Lout, lout. A scratch and sniff, a rub and sniff, a rub and flavor, a rub and taste. Not a taste or a lick, but a rub and sniff, lout. iPhone X or iPhone XS cover. Check them out. Google that name. I'm going to link them up in the description below for those of you who are watching this later. I've got Sicilian lemon for my car. That's funny that you mentioned that, Stephanie, because that kind of smells, that iPhone cover, that lemon one, it smells like Sicilian lemon. You know, it's not this sugar-fied lemon. It's more of the zesty, tart, you know, little spritz of, citrus juice, a little lemon juice in your eye kind of thing, right? It's not like lemon head candies. I used to eat Skittles for lunch when I was in high school, says Angie. Angie, I did the same thing, I think my lunch was like $1.10 when I was in school. $1.10. And, I remember my mom would just leave that dollar and the dime for me every day before I went to middle school or high school. And I don't know how schools are run today, but I hope they've changed their ways, because what almost all the kids would do is they would skip lunch. They wouldn't buy a hot lunch. They wouldn't buy a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. They would just take that money and bring it straight to the vending machines. We had vending machines. There were like everything. There was no nutrition. They could have put nutritional like alternatives in these vending machines, but they chose like the worst possible things for kids to be eating, like potato chips. I remember they had like a soft pretzel stand with nacho cheese, and and then my teachers, of course, were always saying to my parents, Shane is awful tired in class. Well, yeah, because I'm eating nothing but sugar and carbs all day, and I'm crashing. My blood sugar is dropping. It ended up being their fault, and I got all the grief. Maybe I wasn't getting enough sleep. Maybe I was staying up too late too. But still, yes, I see Saved by the Bell. I'm really behind in the comments. It has that '90s Saved by the Bell look, which I like, and I'm sure one of these days you're gonna see that aesthetic, that look, kind of come back and start trending, if it's not already like that. I could see those like prints, like fabric prints being made of those '90s, swirls and zigzags, and being used for purses and shirts and stuff like that. It's pronounced like loud, just like T instead of D in the end. Loud. Well, that would make sense for English speakers, because loud and audio and phone, that's all tied together. All right, we're gonna check on this. We're gonna melt these candy corns, and then we're gonna check out this tunneling issue on the candle and see if we've fixed the problem. I had Mountain Dew and cheese nips every day in high school. I'm not shaking my head in disbelief. I'm shaking my head in like, I know, I did the same. Yes, I did the same thing in high school, but only on the days my mom didn't pack me lunch. See, that's the thing, I don't have any children, and I can't imagine the responsibility of actually having a child or multiple children. But I would imagine if I did, I would at least try to pack a lunch, because like the horror stories of the things that I hear about what these kids are eating. I used to eat pizza like egg rolls for lunch. Pizza like egg rolls. Okay. Not... Okay. I get what you mean. We need a little hyphen in there. That sounds delicious to me. And then you would have... I remember later in high school, we would actually leave during lunch. We'd leave the school and go to McDonald's or Burger King. Crazy. Kids in our schools have prepaid lunch, don't even have cash. Kind of sad. Well, the whole not having cash is great, because luckily I wasn't one of those kids that were bullied, but I know there are many of those kids that were bullied and that money was stolen from them on a daily basis. But also, if you were like me now, or me even back when I was in high school, I would just, if someone gave me cash, I'm just gonna pocket it and try to save as much money as I can, so I could go out and buy like a CD at the end of the week, go buy like I don't know, some Elton John or Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers or something. All right. Let's melt some candy corn. I have a mason jar. So this is kind of, if you've ever seen me perform the Aroma Prison in the past, this is kind of the same thing. And I had a brand new bag of Brach's classic candy corn made from real honey, just lying around because I need it. Here is my knife. I just had this lying around because I'm using it for an upcoming video, and I figured I could use a little bit of it. So let me fill this with some candy corn. This has the potential of being so dangerous. Please, children and adults too, don't do this, or at least go outside. I don't even have a glove on right now. But I do have a fancy handkerchief. Just in case I want to perform some magic. No, I'm going to hold on to it. So I'm going to see if I can melt up this candy corn. Let's do it. I have the blowtorch, but let's start with the creme brulee guy. Oh, alright, you're going to want to see this. So let me come around to you. Guys, I know. This is what I do when I'm not filming or editing. It smells like roasted marshmallows. I mean, I really put some dark spots, and this thing is smoking. I put some dark spots on there, and this is really smelling, I mean, I guess that's not a surprise, but it smells like roasted marshmallows, like campfire. Oh, look at them burn. Okay, I need to get a close-up. The thing is, I don't want to completely burn them. I want them to melt. So, let me hold on to it like this. This thing is totally gonna crack, isn't it? Let me open this up and smell it now. That doesn't smell the greatest. I'll be honest. It kind of burns. It's burning my nostrils. So I haven't come up with my final conclusion yet. But my preliminary or initial conclusion is that putting candy corn into a melt, what is it called? A wax melt? A tart melt? I don't know what they're called. What's the name? And here I am, the self-proclaimed candle enthusiast. Oh yeah, this is the way to do it. I'm telling you right now, whether you burn candles or not, one of these creme brulee things belong in your life. This one's made by Bonjour. It's like 20 bucks on Amazon. And it just uses like straight up like Zippo fluid. Butane, is it butane? Maybe it's not, no, it's not. What does it use? I don't have it with me. I think it runs on butane gas. Oh, man. You gotta see this. How do I demonstrate this? Let me get behind the camera. Alright, so there we go. I can't see what you guys are seeing. But they are sizzling. And it's smoking quite a bit too. I could get like 3rd-degree burns right now, kids. And adults. Keep that in mind. This is not something you want to do at home without at least adult supervision. Okay, so my conclusion is it smells better than it did, though. Honestly, I can eat this, right? I mean, I think it might taste a little bit like butane gas, but like, I don't think I'm gonna die. I think what I really need to do, because it doesn't, I think maybe what I was smelling before, what was burning my nostrils, may have been, this thing may have not been cleaned. Ah, that's hot. It may have not been cleaned, or cleaned too well, and there was residual soap, and maybe that's what was, that was burning my nostrils. But now that I'm smelling it, that actually smells really good, which makes me think that this could actually be applied to some form of Halloween culinary dessert. Can you make a candy corn like creme brulee dessert? I think just maybe. Imagine like an apple butter baked apple, or like apple pie filling, and that like in a ramekin with candy corn on top, and then you torch it, and you got this like very sweet spiced apple, spiced pear, throw in some golden raisins, get some spiced fruit in there, topped with that crispy, crunchy, caramelized candy corn. I think this could work, people. I gotta get some of this out, and I have to eat some. Don't say I never do anything for you folks. I'm gonna eat this. Am I losing people? Or are we gaining people? I'm losing people, is what's happening. Should I eat this? Someone says, did I see a Ouija board? You did. Don't worry, I'm not like a crazy person. You know, I'm not looking to be haunted or be possessed by some form of ghoul or ghost. That Ouija board right there is just, it's signed by Linda Blair, the actress from The Exorcist. So I have it there. I need to reframe it, is what I need to do, but I have it there on display. Thrift Store Story says, I would only eat if that was bacon wrapped. Oh my God. But really, sweetness and savory salty go together great, so you might have something. You know, you might have like a bacon wrapped candy corn treat. I don't know. If you're one of those whizzes in the kitchen that whips up, you know, stuff like chop style, put it on a cracker. I don't have a cracker, and it's still kind of soft and malleable. It's crunchy. People, this is not what I was expecting at all. Hold on a second. I mean, if Eric is in the house, I don't think he is, but if Eric sees this at some point, Eric is convinced I don't like sweets. What I'm doing right now is I'm making this, I'm torching this just like I would creme brulee. Maybe I overdid it a little bit. So it's legit brown right now. See that? Can you see that in there? I wanted to put more caramelization on it. I'm gonna wait for that to cool, and then I'm gonna try eating it. This is not. I don't like. I'm not a huge sweet person. I don't have a sweet tooth. But this is far better. I thought this was gonna be like a disaster and a joke and laughable. But I'm not laughing right now. This is very interesting. Has anyone done anything like this before? There are other ways, Shane. Other ways to what? Oh, making caramel. Oh yeah, there's of course making caramel. I mean, if you haven't seen my, well, I didn't really make caramel. I made more of a toffee. I made some caramel recently for one of my homeworks candle evaluations. it was a pumpkin caramel corn. So I made a kind of a pumpkin spice caramel corn. But yeah, I mean, essentially, in the culinary world, you have two things, two non-enzymatic browning processes. Angie, if you're still here, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You have a Maillard reaction. So when you throw a steak and you sear it on the pan, or if you toast a piece of bread and you brown the piece of bread, that kind of browning is called Maillard reaction. It does, it alters the flavor and of course the texture, and it has a lot of other applications as far as culinary uses, but that is an example. Those are two good examples of Maillard reaction, where when you take sugar and you apply heat, say if you added this into a saucepan with some butter and let it melt on low heat and it browned up on you, that's a caramelization process, completely different from Maillard reaction. It's me trying to be Alton Brown for a couple seconds. Let me eat this. It's hard, holy moly. Can you hear it? It's way too sweet, but it tastes good. I can't eat straight up candy corn. But I highly recommend trying this out at home. Play around in the kitchen, see if you can come up with some kind of candy corn creme brulee treat. Wow, that's really sweet. And the blood wax has dripped all inside of my brand new Candle Enthusiast mug. I'm not happy about that. Let's clean up this space. Let's go back to Christmas cookie. So I'm gonna remove the black wrap. Before I do that, I'm gonna be off screen for a little bit, but I'm just removing this little piece of tape. I'm gonna take this black wrap off. And again, take it, fold this up, put this away for future use. No reason to throw that away at all. What has happened is my wick has shortened a little bit because the tunneling is being fixed. So let me try to do this real quick. Just give me a second. And try not to do this as much as I can, because you don't want to put the flame right on the wax, because that's just gonna scorch the fragrance oils. But just to expedite the process a little bit here. You can go gently on the outside of the glass, but just make sure you don't make that jar too hot. Alright, folks, so let's see if I can demonstrate this to you. Can we see? Look at that. I'm gonna go back and forth, rock that a little bit. You see how we're completely pulled out now. Now that wick looks small, but trust me, you know, that wick is large enough to get this candle started again. So at this point, now that it's fully pulled out, the tunnel is gone, right? What used to be, you know, think of it this way. The higher part of the wax was wax that was never melted. It was loaded with fragrance oil. And the wax down here is composed completely differently because it has already melted previously. Again, this was the tunneling part of the candle. This is down here by the wick. So what you needed to do, what I needed to do, was mix this stuff here and melt down this stuff here, homogenize everything, create a brand new cap to this candle, which you could see that I did. The wick is small, but all this means is that when this solidifies, the next time I light this, I might have to take this for about 30 minutes, and the wick will kind of find its rhythm. As long as the candle can melt down at an even pace, it will find its rhythm from my experience. If it doesn't, I never like to do it. I suppose a lot of folks call it cotton balling, where you just drop a cotton ball in there, which will essentially remove some of that wax. You're essentially sacrificing some of the wax in the jar, so the wick is above the surface more. But I don't like to waste wax. But so you could use the cotton ball if you wanted to do that, or you could simply just, I mean, look at this. The glass is so warm that it's not even sticking to the side of the glass, which is exactly what you always want when you burn a Yankee candle, right? Look at that. It's not creating any residue on the side of the glass. I just don't want to spill it. But if you need that wick to be a little bit taller and you're just not having any luck, you can always just pour some of this out, leaving that wick taller. Or like I said, it's called cotton balling, right? You take the cotton ball or some form of cotton swab, you stick it in there, it'll absorb some of the wax, essentially removing it without having to pour out the wax. So this Black Band pre-millennium candle is, in my opinion, all fixed. This one is ready to go. And all we needed, let me just remind you, all we needed was a piece of tin foil, okay? And one of these. This is definitely something that it's just worth, just buy one. You'll find, you could use it to light a candle if you don't use it for anything else. But every candle owner, in my opinion, should have one of these in their arsenal. And like I said, this one was very inexpensive. It's a Bonjour, and I got it on Amazon for 20 bucks, 20 plus, and it just uses standard Zippo butane fuel, and even this stuff, the butane, if you get it on Amazon, is not even expensive. So never again feel like you need to waste wax, dump wax out. This is starting to solidify. I'm going to let it do that so I can show you what it looks like completely fixed. Let me just kind of do that. And that's it. That's what I do, guys. I remember when I first started getting to Yankee candles, there wasn't a lot of like websites, and there certainly wasn't a huge YouTube community or Facebook groups. When I first started getting to Yankee candles and I was dealing with tunneling issues, I talked to Yankee Candle Associates, and I mean, they just kind of made it sound like once your candle tunneled, you ruined it. Like you couldn't fix it. And I never took that. I never took that to heart. I said, like, I can fix this. I'm gonna let that solidify, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Stephanie says, not in the glass, just candy corn in a metal bowl over simmering water. So kind of like a double boiler kind of thing. Yeah, that's probably what I should be doing. I should not be setting the candy corn aflame. And you said that up here. Stephanie says, could you melt it in a double boiler? Well, I don't know. I'm sure you could. It probably would take a while. But I'm sure it would work. Let me just try one. See, I'm used to eating them stale. That's really soft, so maybe not. ASMR. Was that in reference to my chewing, Harry? Maybe shove some candy corn on the marshmallow and roast them all in a fire pit. Rachel, that is something you gotta try. And if you don't take pictures or video while you're doing it, I'm gonna be angry because I want to see that happen. Carmel is a place in California. Carmel? There's Carmels everywhere, I find, Rhonda. There's a Carmel in New York. There's a Carmel in Pennsylvania. Isn't there? But the whole... I say caramel, but I say caramelization. Is that weird? Can't see anything online relating to toasted caramelized candy corn. You could be an innovator, says Harry. Look, people, let's make this happen. Seriously, if you guys are still like on the chat and you're listening, make a plan, put something together, make something in your kitchen. Kids, parental advisory. Get your parents involved. Make something, take pictures of it, post it on the Candle Enthusiast Facebook fan page. And if you're not a member, this is a great opportunity for you to go over to request to join. If you're a kind person, which I'm sure you are, we will gladly have you over there. Or if you're just want to post it on Instagram, just tag me. Tag me. My handle on Instagram is it's candle.enthusiast, but you'll find it everywhere. But definitely, let's see who can. Maybe I'll do like a giveaway. Don't hold me to it, but maybe I can, like, if someone really impresses me with a really awesome dessert utilizing candy corn and fire, I will gladly send you a candle. US only though. I'll send you a postcard if you live abroad or outside of the United States. I apologize for that. Hopefully one day I'll be able to afford to send something anywhere in the world. But I'll gladly send somebody something if you can come up with something cool. We'll have a little contest. I was ranking on my type O. Caramel is candy, and caramel is a place. Caramel. Yeah, but don't. Okay, hold on. Caramel. Caramel. Yeah, but a lot of people say caramel apples. I know that, right, Rhonda? Come on, right? I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. You're 100% right. I mean, the spelling of the word is caramel. But, I mean, I think if I say... I'd never say caramel apples. I say caramel apples. I don't know. I want to try candy corn infused vodka. Well, it looks like Nikki. It was Nikki, right? That beat you to it. So let's go. This not fight yet. That's such a good sign. Thank God this went over well, because it would have made me look like a fool if not. But this is a perfect Yankee Candle tunnel fix. I purchased the tunnels. I need to do this with at least 20 more candles that I have in my collection. But I want to show you, once that is completely solidified, I'll show you. So let's just go over the comments. I need some water. And Stephanie says, that's awesome, Shane. I've seen used candles I wanted to buy, but didn't know how to fix it. Yeah, so Stephanie, here's the thing. If you want to buy, see, this is a brand new unlit Black Band a Christmas cookie. If you, especially this time of year, if you go on eBay right now, someone can testify to this. Go on eBay and look up like how much this is going to cost. It's at the very least going to cost you like 60 bucks. But this time of year, it could probably easily squeeze $100 out of you to get a brand new one of these. Even something like this, you know, this is the old label. Even this would not be inexpensive. It's unlit. However, if you buy what I do, let's see, we got. Okay, here's an example. Now, there's one candle that's it was for a long time, it was very elusive. This is a quick little story. I was walking around South Deerfield, Massachusetts, the flagship store of Yankee Candle. I was walking around and you guys know how much I like Angel's Wings, the fragrance. I saw this a woman pushing a carriage. Her child was inside. The father, or her husband, or significant other was walking with her, and she just had that look on her face. You know that look? If you've ever worked in retail, you know what that look is. She's looking for something, and it's something very specific. You know, it's that kind of, I can't even do it, but it's a very specific look. And because I'm in Yankee Candle, I do this all the time. I almost feel like sometimes I approach people as if I was employed by them. I'm like, and I asked the woman, you know, are you looking for something specific? And she's like, yeah, it's a fragrance. It's called Angel something. And I'm like, oh, well, Angel's Wings. And she's like, no, that's not it. I'm like, Sparkling Angel? She's like, no, that's not it. I'm like, well, Snow Angels? That has to be it. And she's like, no. I'm like, and then there might be another Silver Angels. That wasn't retail. I don't know. If Laura's still here, she can inform us if she knows. But none of those were the ones that she was talking about. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, ma'am, but those are all of the Yankee Candle Angel candles. And she's like, no, there's another one. Does somebody know what it is? Does anybody know what it is? Come on, somebody guess it. What is the Angel Candle by Yankee Candle that I haven't named? Not Angel's Wings, not Sparkling Angel, not Snow Angels. And I think there might be a Silver Angel. Silver Angels, or Silver Angel something else. Maybe another noun in there, but I could be completely wrong about that. But either way, none of it was theirs. And she finally said, okay, I think I know the name. It was called Song of the Angels. And I'm like, man, that's not a Yankee Candle. She's like, she was giving me the stare, like, yes, it is. So with a little bit of research, while she was shopping, I'm on my phone. I'm like, what is she talking about? I find what she's talking about. There was a candle that was originally released exclusively at the South Deerfield flagship store, and Nick J is coming up with the answer here. I think you're the only person. Yes, Song of the Angel, or Angels, plural. And I saw it, I'm like, what is this candle? So I gave her my business card. I'm like, look, I have a YouTube channel. Check in every once in a while because I'm going to look for this candle for you. Because she was getting very emotional about it. It must have had some kind of, anytime someone is really that passionate about an angel candle, it's probably because they've bonded that candle with someone who's maybe left their life. I'm certainly one of those people with Angel's Wings. So I did a lot of research, and I find like they started to pop up on eBay, but for ridiculous amounts of money. But this started from buying used candles. So I did find this new. I have it up in my Christmas section on the top shelf, but I eventually got this. Here it is. So this was the original label. It was released in retail, I think, one year after its exclusive release at Deerfield. I don't know how it worked. I know is that there was this label, and then there was the standard label that came afterwards. Check this out. Song of the Angels. That's not the best lighting, and it is reversed. Let me try a little extra hard for you guys. And although that focus is very soft on the label is kind of soft as well. You know, it's very pastel, smeared, smooth, blended. But you have this full size. This is not an outlet candle, folks. This was something, again, that was exclusive. I don't know why. And I finally got it. And I finally smelled it. And it's really nice. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there's a little bit of laundry room in here, right? But, I mean, with that image, and if you really dig deep into your mind and you try to put yourself in that correct state of mind, and you smell this candle, I mean, this is like, imagine a field of flowers, a meadow of florals with just citrus fruit scattered everywhere. But not just that. Now suddenly the whole meadow is now covered. It's starting to snow. And you have this snow-covered meadow of flowers and citrus fruit. That's what this candle smells like. With, you know, some warm notes of something like amber, you know, because it's a little bit woody, but it's a little bit vanilla. But, you know, definitely that laundry room approach. But I bought it used. I just have to fix it. I just have to fix it. It's hard to see it because it's white. But I do have a brand new one. I did snag another one. But to get back to your point, Stephanie, yes, you can find so many great candles. You just have to buy them used and destroyed, because the owner of this candle, they know. They're like, there's no way I'm selling that candle. But you know what? You can fix this. A little bit of practice, a little bit of diligence, you can fix this black band. If this was brand new, this is fruit smoothie. I was supposed to do this during the summertime with my Vitamix. I was going to do like a Vitamix, a fruit smoothie video. Never did. These black bands were made with such high intensity, and I'm not saying, maybe they're unhealthy to breathe. You know, maybe that's why the candles aren't as potent anymore, or maybe I guess they're more perishable now. But good God, does that smell wonderful? So you can buy, you know, these really poorly lit black band candles at a very fair price. Here's another one that everyone should have, and why, Yankee Candle? Why is this still not available? This is Berry Crumble. I don't like the label, I'll be honest with you, because that looks like a pizza to me. Does that look like a Sicilian pizza with anchovies and black olives to you? Well, it does to me. However, it smells... This is like one of my favorite berry, like bramble, raspberry, blueberry, blackberry, boysenberry, cassis, blackcurrant, you name it. This is like one of my favorite berry Yankee Candle fragrances. This one is a 2017. All I have to do is fix it. I got this for like 25 bucks. 25 bucks. I mean, that's like a full priced Yankee Candle, but there's not much wax missing in there. And this is fully functional. Functional. Fully functional. You just have to fix it. Has this solidified? Okay, this is solidified enough where I feel confident putting it up to the camera. Let's just hope this doesn't collapse on me. But first, let me do this, if you don't mind. Come on. Okay. We just wipe a little bit of the residue off the sides here. After I burn my candles and they dry, I always kind of do this. just to clean the residue off the glass. And then just kind of get rid of, look at that. It's a brand new candle, guys. Yes, I need to clean that a little bit more to get that nice sharp edge, because you got a little bit of the residue in the glass. But this used to be a tunneled candle, and I promise you, if you do this right, this candle's been reset. It's brand new. It will burn beautifully. But I've said that many times. So I'm glad I did that little demonstration today. I hope I can make an edited video sometime soon about this. And so this way it's not something, you know, you guys don't have to hang around for 115 minutes to see it from beginning to end. And that is going to be it. I filmed 3 candle evaluations yesterday. I need to edit those. I'll be honest with you, life has been very, very busy for me, and I'm trying to take everything in stride. And you know, there's a point there I was getting a little bit worried, because I need to start, like, I'm on the road starting the end of this week. Not even the end. I'm on the road Wednesday morning. So I need to get those candle evaluations done, and I'll tell you exactly what they are. We have Get Fictional, which is a small batch candle company. I introduced those. We have a Sleepy Hollow fragrance. We have a Frankenstein fragrance, and they have a Friday the 13th fragrance. We also have a Washington Wicks. I finally did my first Washington Wicks video. It's going to be highlighting her, by her I mean Nikki, her Michael Myers set, which is so appropriate because you can burn it for Halloween, you know, this season, and then you have the brand new Michael Myers Halloween film coming out at the end of, or on October 19th. I also filmed a Halloween 1803 video, and then there's one more video that I need to film, which is Sick Wicks. A little bit more adult-oriented, horror film-related candle concepts. Check them all out on Instagram. Those videos will be posted later on. We'll have a Village candle video. And like I said, though, starting Thursday, I am on the road almost full-time until Christmas. So it is, things are going to get crazy for me. So if you need to reach me, you know how to do it. Please leave a message in the comments below. And Carol Lang saying new puppies. New puppies. My brother Eric just got a new puppy. I don't know if you're referring to that. Somebody else looks like they might have got a new puppy. Yes, Leslie says you're going to be on the road again. Yes, Leslie. So we'll be visiting some new locations. We'll be visiting some old locations. One place that is, one idea that was completely your guys' idea. Didn't come from me. It came from you. We're doing it. I'm doing it. It's booked. The dates are booked. I'm driving. I'm going. I'm spending the day doing something that was completely suggested from one of these live conversations. But we're also going to be seeing some very familiar places as well. There will be a Santa's Village video this year. There will be another visit to Stockbridge, Massachusetts to spend another evening at the Red Lion Inn. And we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in Stockbridge as well. So I have a lot of stuff planned for you guys. I've been waiting essentially all year to get to this point. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest with you. You know, I want to make sure that I'm putting my best foot forward. I'm really feeling good and positive, and I'm feeling like I've prepared to amp up my videos this year, these travel videos compared to previous years, and the in-betweens will be coming back as well. So that it's all good news. So make sure you go over, please go over to The Candle Enthusiast. That is my main channel. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit that little bell icon next to this subscription button, because that'll notify you every time I put up a video or whenever I go live. A lot of people get upset when they miss the live. Well, that's a great way to not miss it. Put that little bell. And when I'm on the road, I'm guessing I might do a lot of lives. And the thing is, I might erase those lives. So if you don't catch it while I'm live, you won't be able to rewatch it later. Because of the volume of live videos that I'll be doing, I don't want to leave them all up. So keep that in mind at all times. And please, I've never really formally asked before. I have suggested, but if you can, if there's any way you can help this channel, but mainly the Candle Enthusiast, to help fund these travels. If you want better content, if you want to see me go to more places, you want to see me do things like go to Ben & Jerry's and make my own ice cream, Ben & Jerry's in Vermont, and make my very own ice cream, and me document the whole experience. It's stuff like that that I want to bring you guys along vicariously. I want you to be able to have that experience with me. Not like the Travel Channel. I want you to be with me vicariously while I'm doing all these things, but only in the comfort of your own home. So what I'm suggesting is, please visit patreon.com. Patreon, it's not a word, it's a company. It's like patron, but it's got an E in there. Patreon.com. It's going to be in the link of all of my videos. Patreon.com, and then search The Candle Enthusiast. This will bring up a page, I mention it every week, and it shows you different ways you can help fund the channel. Whether it's $1 a month, $3 a month, $5 a month, and then the higher the pledge, there's like PBS. There's some perks. There's subscription boxes once you get up high enough, and I customize subscription boxes. The deluxe subscription box is currently sold out at the moment. All the spots are booked, but there's other subscription boxes available. Also, anonymous donations. Like if you just want to make a one-time little, like, here's a couple bucks. Here's some dollars for gas to put in the car. Every dollar helps, and trust me, guys, this money is not for me to buy candles. It's not for me to buy a brand new pair of shoes. I don't live extravagantly. When I travel, you see the places where I stay. I don't stay in glamorous hotels, unless that's a part of the show. I'm staying in the most affordable places possible because I'm using your money as efficiently as I can, the pledges, to make sure that I can put every dime into the travel expenses, the admissions to get into these places, and of course the biggest expense is when you're traveling, you have to stay somewhere. Motels, right? Even the cheapest motel, day after day after day after day, that costs a lot of money. So patreon.com, or you can type in patreon.com/thecandleenthusiast. Either way, go over there or go into the link of any one of my videos. There's definitely ways to help out financially, but only if you can. The only thing I ever ask as far as support when it comes to my videos is that you watch. As long as you watch, you're supporting the channel, and my content will always be free. I'll never be one of these people who will, not that I judge people, but I will never charge anyone to ever watch my videos. They will always be free. But at the end of the month, if you have a few dollars to throw into the pot to help fund future travels and to invest essentially into the future of the traveling aspect of the Candle Enthusiast, the future of that channel, there's several ways to do that. And if you have any questions, just send me an email or get in contact with me some way, any way possible. Email, Instagram, whatever you got. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me today on this. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful autumn day outside. It looks gloomy out there, but see that's not a window to the outside. That's a window to imagination and fantasy. if you saw the window over here, you would see how beautiful it is here today in New York. So get outside, go pick some apples, go to the fruit stands. They might already be closed, but make sure you don't miss these precious moments of this time of the year. Enjoy it, get excited, and hopefully I can enhance your autumn and then eventually holiday experience by producing some really fun video for you guys. That's my ultimate goal, is just to give you a few minutes of entertainment. That's really why I feel like I'm here in the first place. So again, thank you for joining. I will be seeing you guys soon. And words of wisdom: don't put your mugs underneath taper candles, because I gotta clean that. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. Leave some comments later if you want to.